said that I was shocked. I said, what's up? I asked myself, would there have been a discussion of sacking me? He said, no, I have not seen you for a long time. I think again, what is wrong? Something wrong. I now recover myself. I asked him, can you get access to your network? He said, yes. Have you any problem getting internet access? No. What of your software, your marketing software? Is there any problem? No. What of your secretary? Any problem? No. I said, that means my people are working. The man said, that is true. He called me to his office and gave me a couple of our problems. Now, what does it mean? A little essence is not to make yourself needed while you are doing the work. Did you get it? A little essence is not to make your presence necessary, because the work you are doing is speaking out for itself. That means you are developing capacities. That means you are having a replacement. I was teaching one day in Port Harcourt, and one of the ladies, every minute she goes out and comes back, every minute she goes. I said, madam, what's wrong? Did your office don't know that? Didn't they know that you are coming for a training? She said, you know, if I don't direct them now, they will make a mistake. I said, but they know you're coming to this place. He said, yes. He said, you're making yourself unnecessary stupidity. What if you drop there? Does that mean that the organization will not go forward? That woman is a bad leader. That means she's not developing people to do the work, even when she is not there. A leader must make his presence that even when he's not there, things are going on by developing capacity. That is why one of the most important jobs, in fact, if not the most important of a leader, is to develop. And he does this through coaching, through mentorship, and through capacity development and any of the way. Another principle is that leaders simplify ambiguities. Leaders simplify ambiguities. And I will also rush to the next one. Leaders are reproducers. Leaders are reproducers. And the last but not the least, what I'm saying is fully detailed. What I'm giving you is the headline. What I'm saying is fully detailed in my book. The other one is leaders are empowerers. The details of this is here. But let me give you one story. Last 2 months, I met a young man who was just elected on May 30th as the head of the department of an organization. And I was aware of it. Just less than 2 months, the man was trying to throw in the towel. I think that's where they say that is to throw, to give up. Question comes to my mind. Why did this man even go to contest? If he knows he lacks the capacity to take the part. Now that will take me to the next thing I will share. Why do people? And from there, I will also teach us one thing I will say. 20 things you must see in yourself, run away from contesting. 20 things, if you see it in yourself, you check again whether you can really lead or whether you can really, because leadership has its own toll of the show on you. I will jump this because of time, and let me look at. Before you say yes to a leadership position or responsibility, see why people most of the time go into leading others. They say it's their turn. They enjoy it as a representing a slot. Some people want to lead because the people from Umuebele is the people there. It is our own turn. So you are going into position of leadership because you want to represent a slot. Some people want to represent a slot, be in power or in leadership because they see it as employment. Some see leadership as business. Some see leadership as building up a city. Some see leadership as being a kingmaker. Some see leadership as position as being relevant. But there are few, very few, who understand that leadership is a call. If you have the call to lead others and you are not leading, you will not be happy. You will feel uncomfortable. You will feel like somebody has lost something. Leadership is a call. So many people going for leadership is lazy because it is a call. It is a summon. It is a part of their life that they need to. Some people take up leadership position because there is a problem to correct. This is very good. There is a problem to solve. And oftentimes this population of people are very few. This population are very few. A man called Ihezuo, he made a research. He said that in every society that there are people called foolish idiots and there are foolish ignorance and there are people that are called stupid idiots, that they constitute 80%. And then there is another group called the intelligent group, they are less than 3%. And then there are another group called bandits. He said that every society, most societies are ruled by Okay. Let me take you to Mathematics 101. If you plot a graph, you know that XY axis have plus and the negative. The Y up is plus. The X on your right is X and it is positive. The X on your left is X negative. The Y down is Y negative. Then this man said that where you have plus, that is where Y is plus and X is plus. That is where intelligent people are. They are less than 3%. He said that the intelligent people favor themselves and they also favor the people. So the graph is about favoring people and favoring themselves. Now, that is the left. Now, the people on the left, where Y is positive and X is negative, they favor some other person, but they don't favor themselves. In other words, they favor the benefactor, but they don't favor themselves. Those that are under the plus, that is the people that are minus X and positive minus Y, yes, and positive X. That they are the bandits. They favor themselves, but they don't favor themselves. I get it. They favor themselves, they don't favor the people. And he said that the people that are on the far, that is where you have minus, they don't favor themselves, they don't also favor the people. That they are called stupid idiots. Are you getting it? Now that the people that are in the is it fourth quadrant now? The people that are where X is minus and Y is positive, that is that quadrant, that they favor the bandit, but they don't favor themselves. Now what's happening in any election is that these stupid idiots and the ignorant fools will team up and vote the bandits. The bandits use these people to win election. That is why it is difficult to have intelligent people in most societies of the world rule. That the way to solve the problem is for the intelligent people to embark on enlightenment, to try to retrain the foolish ignorance and the stupid idiots. And if they can achieve in training them, they can team up and give a winning vote to the intelligent group and make the bandit. But meanwhile, for over 80% of world leadership is controlled by bandits. Did you get the point? So that is really what happened. And this is also in your club. Check who emerges winners in your club. If good enlightenment is not done, the leadership goes into the wrong person. In your associations, if good enlightenment is not done, the leadership goes into the wrong person. In your village meeting, if good enlightenment is not done, the leadership falls into the wrong hand. And oftentimes people take these things for granted. So these are the reason why very few people go to leadership position with right reason, which means they have the call to lead. Number two, they are coming to solve problems. Number three is that, yeah, they are coming to solve problems. But what can make you say, no, I'm not ready now? What should be your check-up? What I'm going to say now is already my website, www.leadershipbrandtableHQ.com. I've posted it there, so very good. And I also post it also in our FPH. Now, when you know that you don't really know yourself, you may allow other people to go. Are you getting it? Don't go when you have never discovered who am I. Number two is that I don't know well enough of these people. I don't know these people enough I want to be. It is a good time to say, let another person who knows them go. Number three is that I don't know their history. I don't know their challenges. I don't know their problems. It's a good reason to tell you that you can't lead them. You can't lead them. Just like the young man that just become HOD and less than 2 months is trying to run away. He's in battle on every side. And they called me and told me what he's going to do. I told him that you have contested for that book. You are not a leader caliber. You see, a child can become a leader, but you can't continue being a leader as a child. Are you aware? Yes. A child can become a leader, but you can't continue the next day as a child. So it doesn't take much to qualify to be a leader, but it takes all your life to really be a leader. Because the demand of leadership is so much. So even if they carry you and drop there, from the first day, start developing yourself. Start developing your capacity. That is why it doesn't take much as a qualification for being a leader, but what is demanded from the leader means that the leader must be up to his business. It must step up his business. If I have no much time, most people that can be leaders, they don't have time. Don't think that people need are the only people who can ever lead. Now, if you know you don't have time or you don't have enough time to get into leadership, you are not a material for leadership. At least at that time. You know we have many people in corporate world who can rule this country, but they are not leading. You know why? They don't have the time. And if you ask them, they will say, I don't have the time, or I can't risk it. The other one is, I'm not in contact or I'm not living at the base. That is a reason to step aside. The other one is that I can't sacrifice enough. Not everybody can sacrifice. Leadership position requires a lot of sacrifice. Sacrifice is not ordinary. Sacrifice is not solution. Sacrifice is giving something that is healthy and is needed in the beginning. So every leader gives. And that is why one of the things I will say here that every leader also should not be in the least ladder economically among the group he's leading. I don't think you hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said? Yes. Economically speaking, every leader of any group should not be in the last economic ladder. You didn't hear what I said? Don't lead a group that you are in the lowest economic ladder. You know why? No matter what happens, some people will approach you after meeting. I have this problem. And you can't just do something different from trying to see how you will start solving it. And solving problem is money. Every leader starts solving some organizational problem from their past before even making this known to you. If you have never led the organization, learn it from me. Every leader starts spending from his personal purse before he comes into the meeting and says that there was these expenses we have been running. You know, some people might be running around buying many things from their purpose, you may not know. So you can't be a part of leadership when you are in the lowest economic data in that place. When you cannot think far, and also you think you cannot attempt to think far, don't try to lead it. Because you can't lead from paper. Life situations comes posing at you at the time, and you need to act on the spot, and you need to know how to act on the spot of the moment. Are you getting my point? So, when you are not intelligent, please run away from contesting for election. Intelligent. I didn't say brilliant. Brilliant is ability to pass the exam. But many brilliant people are unintelligent. Are you getting it? Brilliant is ability to have first class. That is an express brilliance. The word brilliance means light. The light shine. Are you getting it? It means you have a persuasive tendency to convince the examiner. Are you getting it? But in real life situation, it's a different ballgame. Intelligence, ability to use the mind. Brilliance is ability to use the mind. So, and in leadership, no group of people will want to be led by a man that is not intelligent. Each time I'm dedicating leaders, I normally ask them, assuming you have not elected these people, which type of people will you want to be your leaders? And over time, I discovered that people keep saying that thing. Somebody that is more intelligent than others. And that forms a part of my book. Qualification for who can lead a team. So if you think that you are not smart enough, a bit intelligent, you don't need to be the most intelligent. You may try to do some work on you before you want to lead others. Now, if you are not courageously bold, please hold on. If you want to lead by proxy, please hold on. If you are not abreast of developments and trends locally, nationally, and even globally on what is happening, you may please hold on. It may not be possible to be a leader when you are not abreast with what is going on. When you have a physical health challenge, it is not good you lead with people. Because leadership takes a lot of physical demand from your physical body. Are you getting it? It's only in Nigeria that we have people who have health challenges trying to rule people who are fit. Are you getting it? And it costs so much to changing blood. It costs so much. Changing blood every month. It costs so much. Because leaders receive so many guests, so many people. And so many leaders are targets of many people. Both evil men and good men are channeled towards the leader. So when the leader himself has a weak body, he cannot. If you cannot unify the people, you may not be a good material. Because leaders mediate. If you like being a vendetta, do me, I do you, God knows best. Leadership position will not be good. You will spoil that organization. You will destroy that organization. Leaders are not people who still go back to, what do they call it, payback results of them. If you cannot see far, they call it vision. Vision is me trying to see what my two eyes cannot see. Vision is trying to see what my eye cannot see. And incidentally, it looks like a paradox.
Thank you.
Vision is trying to reach where I am not already. So if you cannot transport yourself by your imagination, if you cannot transport yourself in your mind and think of the future and think of things using your hindsight and your foresight, you may not help the organization. And I ask these people, Why not step out? Why not step aside like me? If you are not accountable and you hate accounting for the people, you will be a thief. And if they accuse you of that, even when you are not, it may not be good. So you better stop. And the last, if you are inept, or if you are corrupt, these are two negative extremes. I keep bothering. I have had a leader that is extremely corrupt but active. I've had also a leader in a group that is inept but not corrupt. I have heard one that is corrupt and at the same time inept. Most of the time I start thinking of which one will be prepared. Is it to take one that is corrupt but active, or the one that is inept but
Not corrupt.
or if I let me even read that this. If you have to choose, which one will you choose? Corrupt and active, inept and corrupt, inept and not corrupt. Which one? Eh? Which? So somewhere for you, I don't know, maybe corrupt and active may be better. I think so. Eh? Because being an active person is boring. Leaders maintain action. And when leaders are not maintaining action, the organization is in for nothing. The organization is in for nothing. Leaders maintain activity, action. So when you are an inept person, when you are an inept person or corrupt person, you are not going to do that organization good. That organization will be struggling so much. Because of time, I will want to see if I can stop here. And please, people follow leaders because their future is tied to it. There are three things people follow, natural, three things. One is structure, one is leader, one is vision. Every one of us enter this room from that door. Why? That is the structure of the building. The structure of the building puts the door there. So you have no choice than to take that place. That is the structure. So people everywhere follow structure. People follow the leader. But most important thing people follow in life is vision. And the vision is more than the leader. Even when the leader is the person who has the vision. So I want to tell you that at this point in your life, many things need to be put together. Many things need to be taught to this generation coming. Many things need to be instructed, drop as instruction, advised. Many things need to be realigned and realigned. You are a factor leader. Every one person here is very important. Leaders are everybody's assignment. Leadership is everybody's assignment. It is not a title. Please, leadership is not a title. And people become leaders mostly by what we find matches. The most natural way. Some become by appointment, by election, and by promotion. But the most natural way is by emergence. Everyone is a leader. Everyone is a leader solving problems. I want to stop here so that other people will have their chance. Okay, questions, one, two, one. Ask your question. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. You have quite a speech. I have a question. When you were talking about leaders not being indispensable, I have my friend, he's a professor in pediatrics, and he owns a hospital. He is so good in his work that most mothers bring their children to him. As he was as his clientele was becoming overwhelming, employed another doctor who is also a pediatrist. At a point, he responded by employing 2 doctors to help him attend to the soaring clientele. But the irony became that the mothers don't send their children to those other 2 doctors. He will be begging them to take their children to those doctors in their different consulting rooms. They will all say no. They will wait until the man farts out. At some point, he continued paying their salaries and he was feeling uncomfortable that he's paying them for doing nothing. Now, I was asking myself, is it that he's a bad leader? Could he be said, sorry, sir. Could he be said to be a bad leader? Because in this case now, he has almost become indispensable in that organization. Yesterday I was talking with somebody and I was trying to reflect on this same issue. I asked that person. He said, if he goes to a place where he buys akara, and the person who he knows that does that akara very well, and is buying from what is, if that person is not at that akara point, he simply walks away. So it's just a coincidence that this thing was going through my mind yesterday. So in view of your exposition, how can one manage to reproduce himself or become indispensable in such a delicate system and scenario? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Very good question. I want to thank you for your advice. There is a question. Sorry, please. There is a question I really want you to enlighten me on. You have quality leader with pride and poor leader with humility. How do you reconcile the two? And then criticism. How does it go here?
Don't forget to condemn the answer. Okay, now, that man is a very technically sound man. He's a very good technical. And the women also have liked her skill. Again, there is something also that might have made the women also like to go to. I told you the other time that one of the reasons people go to church is because of the personality of the person. There is a personality aura of that doctor that makes those women prefer taking their children to him. Now, what that man should do now is to try to make his leaders mentor them well. Try to transfer some of those things he discovered the women are coming for her. It may not only be medication. Maybe there is a way she play with them. Maybe there is a way she make them feel. He's supposed to think out what are the reasons why these women normally like to bring their children to me. If it is medicine, all of them read the same thing. Then he will now try to reproduce this thing, transfer this to these people, so that these people will now be doing this, so that 7 women will now be redirected to those pieces. He has not done his real work of mentoring those people he employed. He just employed them, put them on a salary, but he hasn't mentored them. Then on your question, you talk about humility. Quality leader.
Then poor leadership.
These are paradox. Quality leadership, pride, and the good leader.
Poor leadership with humility. And then what about welcoming criticism?
This one a very difficult paradox. Now, one of the qualities of the leader is humility. Pride is never a quality of the leader. If a person has pride, it's off. If a person has pride, it's off. When we were in FUTO, we have a fellowship. I was not the president. We used to use the word president. Now, I was an officer of the, what they call ESCO. We had crisis at a particular time. The president of the fellowship will carry his jab, cross his leg. And the problem in the fellowship, you will tell it to him, he will say, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Mike, why are you disturbing me? Uneasy lies the head. I know that, my friend. Pride ate him up so much. Now, pride is never an attribute of a leader. When a leader has pride, leave him. He's not a leader. Now, you said that the other one is humble for the poor.
Humble for the poor leader.
No, rich leadership, but pride. And the other one,
that one, no.
poor leadership.
This one can easily be trained. This one that is poor leadership can easily be trained because humility will accept strength. He's only weak because he has never known what to do. He can be trained because humility means you can accept to be trained. You can accept to be educated on what you don't know because that is what makes him to be a humble person. But the other one that has pride, please, he's not a leader. Like that, my friend, I said, uneasy lies the head. We have to do.
What about the other one?
Okay, criticism. Every leader must know how to welcome criticism because criticism can help you a lot to know what you are not doing well. It's very important. If you go to my website, I wrote so much about criticism. How leaders should handle criticism. I will show you the website so that my website is a college, a leadership college. So I can never talk to you now. When you go there,
Leader Mike, thank you very much for such a wonderful lecture. And I know you've done a lot about this. Mine is on the chart you gave us. The X negative, the X positive. As a matter of fact, have you tried to propound a chart for more like for 90 leaders? Given that you said on the extremes, we have extremes. The extremes are the pure intelligent, about 3%. And we have much of the idiot fools and all that. And going forward, I know your teaching will go viral. You have a 90 chart for a leader, especially where we have. But if you keep on looking for the IP3, the 3% of them, we will never get it. And I know the world has never gotten anything from the extreme 3. You understand? What they have in the West is that they've been able to get somebody who will give you your child 60% here about. I don't think the world has ever seen 90% on that your child. But I would like you to work on a 90, figure for Nigeria. But we need to talk about Nigeria. Thank you.
That is what we call good leaders. That is what we call great leaders. Good leaders are not great leaders. That is what we call effective leaders. Effective leaders are not good. That is what we call, last 3 years, I started moving emotion to what we call great companies. I was going from company to company, teaching them how to move their company from being good to greatness. And we selected some good companies, and we were to tell them that what you are doing is good, but there is a place called greatness. And also, we took some companies that we are effective. Effective means getting results. The English word effective means getting results. It means doing the right thing. Efficiency means doing it rightly. Now, put side by side, it is better you take effective before talking about efficiency. Effective means, is that thing even right?
In the first place.
In the first place. Efficiency means, now are you doing it economically, prudently, well? Assuming it is wrong, no matter how well you do it, it is already a wrong thing. So put side by side, always take effectiveness before think of efficiency. Now, we start telling organizations that you should think of not producing only effective managers or effective companies, starting from great companies. In my book, I took time to analyze what it will require to produce good leaders, and we stop on that. We also go ahead to talk about what it will take to produce effective leaders. That is, leaders that will give you results, but they may not be great, but they may give you results. You work with the result, but getting result is not the final thing in life. You can get result and still lose. Now, we also come up with how to produce great leaders. Three of them in this book contain different levels of it, and that answer your question. I get it. So being good is good, but not fantastic. Even ordinary thing, this is a good shirt, it's not fantastic. There could be a great shirt. Two of us, simple, you should know that. So, but I will want everybody to think in terms of producing great leaders. And you said whether the world have ever known great leaders. Maybe they may have. Are you getting it? But let us not go into corporate or national leadership. That is a cost. People pay for that. And then we make time to put them on a weak strength on that level.
My question is in line with Carlos' question about a good leader who is arrogant. Not a great leader who is arrogant. Because yes, we know that theoretically that one of the qualities of the good leader is humility. But we know that in practice, many of the good leaders are arrogant. For instance, let's forget about politicians because some of them steal power. So, but if we talk about corporate organizations in this country, Nigerian Railways is one of the leading corporate organizations in this country. And they have one leader in the country of First Use of the Railway, who majority of the leaders in the railways claim to be a great leader. And that man is full of arrogance. I know him because I served in the Nigerian Railways. When he was the group manager of Kaduna Railways, and I served in Kaduna Railways before he left to Ibadan, Lagos. Eventually became the group managing director of Nigerian Railways, which is the highest level you can occupy in Nigeria. So how do you explain this? Because they are claiming him to be a great man, but that man is full of arrogance. Full of arrogance.
Okay, I will explain it very simple way. That there is no perfect leader. There is no perfect leader, but there is perfect leadership. Ask me to explain.
One is concept, one is...
There is perfect leadership, but there is no perfect leader. Ask me to explain. Now, every leader is a human being. Every leader is a person.
With short form.
But every leadership is not a person.
Yes.
Leadership is an arrangement. It's a concept. It's a body. It's a philosophy. More important, it's a philosophy. Now, you can have a perfect philosophy and a perfect practice, but the actors playing may have issues because they are still human. It does not nullify the leadership. Now, why Festus of the Medieval is taken like that is that he has a perfect system. He created a perfect system in MPL, and invariably they can equate him to be the business. Because to know the temperature of every organization, put the thermometer in the mouth of the leader. You can tell how that organization is. If you want to know how share is, put thermometer in the mouth of the CEO. You know how that place will be. If you want to know a confused society, put thermometer at the mouth of the president. So what they did is the system really gave Festus the certificate that you are a good man. But then he can still have flaw. That was not
as an individual.
As an individual, but the system is created look flawless.
Exactly.
After all, his wife will also come and say the same thing, that is arrogant. But does it stop him from being the husband? So I want you not to go too far in looking at individual flaws of a leader. Because so long as every person is a human being, he has flaws. I have an essay I have on my website that there is no perfect leader, but there is a perfect leadership. If you go to my website, you will see. He's a person. Yes, a woman for the first time. No woman has been asking person. Why am I not?
Thank you, Brother Mike. You've really done well. The aspect you talked about is what I want to know. You talked about dictionary, you talked about imagination, you talked about using your mind. I want to ask, is there any link between somebody who is spiritual, somebody who is carnal, in terms of making a good leadership?
Choose your words carefully.
I want
Making
to bring
a good leader,
them
good leadership.
a good leader, because I know you said there is a perfect leadership, but there is no perfect leader. So can spirituality of a man help him or affect his leadership pattern?
It can. It can, simple. Now, why? It can also not. Now, look at the elements of what constitutes leadership. Knowledge, skill, and attitude. And in leadership, attitude is about 75% of components of leadership. And that is why people tell you that attitude is everything. It's not as if it is right. It is because attitude is a distinction. If a child has 75% in it, that is a distinction mark. I think it's A. Now that means if an attitude of a man is so overwhelming, fine, he's a leader. He may not know so much, but he can lead. What makes a lion a leader of the animal in the jungle? Lion is not the strongest animal. I hope you know. A tusk of an elephant can kill a lion. But a lion beats elephant, blue and black. Are you getting it? Do you know that this thing, eagle can pick even a very big animal with his two claws and fly to the top? But eagle cannot face that animal on the same level. Now that is attitude. Eagle has an attitude of flying, soaring. Now, every lion has an attitude that nobody can beat him. And that attitude creates leadership around him and making the leader in the jungle. Now, you are asking if the spirituality of a man can help you. If a man can really practice, because the greatest book of leadership is Bible. The greatest book of leadership, I wrote in one of my books I call Equipping Leaders to Lead. That God started in the first verse of the Bible as a leader and ended in the last verse of the Bible. One thing that makes leadership so important is that God holds leaders responsible. He doesn't hold on everything. If everything is happening in this place, God will not hold you. Now, man said he will go. God not go hold you. God not go hold you. And he knows he not go hold you. He will hold a man. Why? God respects leaders because he is the leader of leaders. And he is the foremost and the last leader. And that is why he wants you to respect constituted leader, not any kind of leader. Constituted. And he tells you that when leaders are not properly constituted, obeying them is even a disobedience to him.
That's serious. That's very, very serious.
There was a man who was a cabinet member of Solomon, Jeroboam. He was a cabinet minister in Solomon's government, and they suffered under Solomon. And the man went on exile because of the high-handedness of Solomon. When Solomon's son took over, the Israelites went to exile and bring him back and told him that Solomon is no longer their return. Then the man returned, and they took the man as a part of the envoy to meet Jeroboam. When they meet Jeroboam, they asked him, "See how your father ruled us. Are you going to do the same thing?" Jeroboam said, "What's to happen?" And Israel divided, and God said there that to be obedient to that Jeroboam is even a disobedience to him. Anything constituted outside of what God has, to be obedient even to that thing is wrong. When God is talking, it's constituted leadership, constituted leadership. That is why when election is fair and fair and you're dedicating leaders, respect that leadership. And that is why you should contest, challenge it if you are not happy. Because God will defend you. So if the person practices through spirituality, it can help it, because Bible is the best book of leadership. So thank you so much. So everything I said is in this book. Every of them. This book I've got 3 books in the market.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Definitely. Thank you so much. Please, another round of applause for you.
Tell them how much the price the book is.
Speakers that are born, you will know. It's not people like us that are struggling to speak. These are born speakers. See has his own flu, you know. And we have 2 more speakers, and the things they are going to talk to us on are very, very essential things. Just
well
as
done.
We got this from
Well done. You did well.
Learned a whole lot of things.
How do we stop this? Can I stop